I recently read the book The Happiness Advantage by author Shawn Achor. Have you ever complained about being unhappy in your job and received the following advice? You need to suck it up. No one likes work. It's work after all. You need to stop worrying about being happy now so you can do the job, achieve success, and be happy later. Well, according to over 200 scientific studies, that is terrible advice. Author Shawn Achor is a Harvard researcher who studied the performance of 1,600 Harvard students and dozens of Fortune 500 companies to discover that waiting to be happy limits our brain's potential for success. Research shows that optimistic salespeople outsell their pessimistic counterparts by 56%. Doctors put in a positive state make an accurate diagnosis 19% faster. Students primed to feel happy before taking a math achievement test far outperform their peers. Now you might be thinking, sure, being happy feels good, but how can it have such a profound impact on our performance? Well, according to a study out of the University of Toronto, when we are happy, we are able to process more information through our visual cortex, the region of the brain responsible for sight. They showed that when people are primed with negative emotions, they don't notice images in the background of a photo they're looking at. But when people are primed with positive emotions and experience what they call happiness, they notice everything. Extensive research has found that happiness actually has a very important evolutionary purpose. Instead of narrowing our actions down to fight or flight, positive emotions widen the range of possibilities that we process, thus giving rise to new technologies and allowing our species to become the most dominant species on the planet. So when scientists invoke positive emotions during an experiment by priming subjects to feel amusement or contentment, those individuals complete complex tasks by drawing from a wider array of thoughts and ideas than individuals who have been primed to feel either anxiety or anger. So in a sense, being happy before you work and during work makes you more resourceful and effective. Okay, so happiness dramatically increases our problem-solving skills, but what exactly is happiness? We all know it when we feel it, but how do we explain it to our boss or our parents? It's easy. Happiness is a number. It's 2.901. A decade of research by psychologist Marcial Lusada has found that 2.901 is the number of positive experiences we need to have for every negative one if we want to unlock the feelings of happiness and reap the benefits it provides. This means that if you want to boost your performance, you need to perceive at least 3 opportunities for every perceived threat, have 3 positive experiences for every negative experience, and have 3 positive interactions for every negative interaction. Dip below this ratio and performance starts to suffer. But go anything higher than 6-1 and you might be escaping reality. There are real threats out there, and we need to be aware of them. We can't have irrational optimism. We can't simply ignore threats and hope to artificially get our ratio to 3-1. However, we humans have a strong desire to survive, so we are fantastic at detecting threats. So unless we're purposely being delusional, we don't really need to worry about missing the threats in our lives. But we need to work on upping the opportunities, upping the positive experiences. Shawn explains that happiness is a work ethic, a habit that we need to cultivate in our daily lives. Here are 2 tactics that you can work with day in and day out that will contain the threats in your life and increase the opportunities, thus producing your odds of being happy and upgrading your performance. To contain your threats, use the Zoro Circle. According to legend, Zoro was a swordsman who could overpower 10 men in a sword fight. But he wasn't always a great swordsman. At one time, he was a broken man who had given up on life. But then Zoro met an elder swordsman who started each training session by drawing a circle in the dirt. Each hour, he was forced to only fight within this small circle. The elder swordsman would tell his protege, "This circle will be your world, your whole life. Until I tell you otherwise, there is nothing outside of it." Like the elder swordsman, you need to create Zoro circles in your life. Throughout your day, force yourself to isolate and focus on just one problem at a time. This concept reminds me of a line from the movie The Martian. After Matt Damon's character finds a way to escape Mars and come back home, sorry for the spoiler, he explains to a class of aspiring astronauts how he got through that overwhelming and seemingly impossible situation. He says, "You just begin. You do the math. You just solve one problem, then you solve the next. If you solve enough problems, you get to come home. It's that simple." So to reduce the number of perceived threats in your life, make it a habit of isolating just one problem at a time and temporarily shutting out everything else for a short period of time. Now, to increase the number of opportunities in your life, Shawn recommends that we use the Tetris Effect. At a study at Harvard Medical School, researchers paid 27 people to play Tetris for multiple hours a day, 3 days in a row. For days after the study, some participants literally couldn't stop dreaming about shapes falling from the sky. They couldn't stop seeing their world as being made up of a sequence of Tetris blocks. One participant said that he would go outside for some fresh air after work, rub his eyes, and look up at the Philadelphia skyline and wonder, if I flipped the Victory building on its side, would it fit into the gap between the Liberties 1 and 2? What this study shows is that when we have repeated exposure to something, it spills into our daily experience, changing the way that we view situations in our daily lives. We have the opportunity each day to activate a Tetris Effect of opportunity. This could mean constantly surrounding yourself with stories of perseverance and success. For me, this involves listening to books in my vehicle about successful historical figures like Ben Franklin and Winston Churchill, or listening to a podcast on personal development while working around the house. Each moment, we have an opportunity to condition ourselves with positive resources that increase our ability to naturally see more opportunity around us. This gives us a much better chance at getting our positive experience number to 2.901 for every negative experience that we encounter. In the end, happiness fuels performance by making you more resourceful and increasing your problem-solving abilities. Happiness can give you a significant advantage over your pessimistic counterparts. So the next time someone tells you that happiness is a luxury and that work isn't supposed to make you happy, kindly explain to them that happiness is essential if you want to solve difficult problems, perform at a high level, and advance your career. That was the core message that I gathered from Shawn's great book. His book has much more information on how you can reap the benefits of positive psychology. If you would like a one-page PDF summary of the other insights that I gathered from this book, just click the link below and I'd be happy to email it to you. If you already subscribe to the free Productivity newsletter, this PDF is already in your inbox. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a productive day.